discussion and interpretation of findings, cognitive mechanisms behind resilience development. So, let's kick things off by unpacking what this study discovered about how our minds help us bounce back from life's challenges. The researchers found that certain mental skills, like being flexible in our thinking, finding positive angles in tough situations, focusing our attention, and being aware of our own thought processes, play a big role in building resilience. People who are strong in these areas tend to recover more quickly and adapt better when things go awry. But here's the kicker. These cognitive skills don't work in a vacuum. They're influenced by our environment, our past experiences, and our emotions. For instance, having supportive relationships or having dealt with stress before can actually strengthen these mental tools. It's a reminder that resilience isn't just about what's in our heads. It's also about what's around us. Ever thought about how your past experiences have shaped your ability to handle stress? Let's explore that further. 2. Theoretical integration and framework contextualization. Now, let's connect these findings to some psychological theories. One is the cognitive appraisal theory, which suggests that how we interpret a stressful event, whether we see it as a threat or a challenge, affects how we cope. This study supports that idea, showing that people who reframe situations positively tend to stay more emotionally balanced. Another relevant theory is self-regulation theory, focusing on our ability to control our attention and stay goal-oriented. Those who can shift their focus away from distressing thoughts and keep their eyes on the prize seem to be more resilient. It highlights the importance of executive functions in managing stress. Lastly, the dual-process theories of cognition come into play. They differentiate between fast, automatic thinking and slower, more deliberate thinking. The study found that engaging in this slower, reflective thinking helps individuals override negative reactions and cope more adaptively. Can you recall a time when changing your perspective helped you navigate a tough situation? Let's delve into that idea. 3. Comparison with prior research. These findings aren't just standalone. They align with previous research emphasizing the role of cognitive processes in resilience. For example, studies have shown that cognitive flexibility is crucial for adapting after trauma, allowing individuals to shift perspectives and integrate new information constructively. Similarly, using cognitive reappraisal strategies has been linked to lower chances of developing depression after stress. Moreover, the positive appraisal style theory of resilience, PASTER, suggests that resilience stems from evaluating potentially threatening situations as manageable. Participants in this study who habitually engaged in such positive evaluations showed better psychological recovery. What's unique about this study is its focus on the cognitive mechanisms themselves, highlighting their measurable contribution to resilience development. Have you ever tried looking at a challenging situation through a different lens? Let's explore how that can make a difference. 4. Implications of the findings. A. Clinical and therapeutic applications. These insights have practical applications in therapy. Integrating cognitive training into therapeutic interventions can help individuals facing adversity. Techniques like cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, already address dysfunctional thinking patterns, but emphasizing cognitive flexibility, metacognitive strategies, and attentional control can enhance resilience building. Therapies such as cognitive remediation therapy, CRT, and mindfulness-based cognitive therapy, MBCT, can be incorporated to improve neurocognitive functioning and metacognitive awareness, respectively. Curious about how therapy can strengthen your mental resilience? Let's unpack that further. B. Educational and developmental implications. In educational settings, fostering executive function, problem-solving, and emotional regulation from an early age can build resilience. Incorporating cognitive training tools, emotional intelligence modules, and digital applications aimed at enhancing self-reflection and adaptability into curricula can be beneficial. This approach is particularly relevant for adolescents and young adults whose cognitive capacities are still developing. By targeting these mechanisms early, educational institutions can become powerful incubators for resilience. Remember a time when a teacher or mentor helped you think differently about a problem. Let's explore the impact of guidance on resilience. C. Organizational and occupational settings. For professionals in high-stress fields like healthcare, law enforcement, or education, fostering resilience through cognitive strategies can reduce burnout and improve decision-making under pressure. Organizations can develop training modules focusing on attentional control, cognitive restructuring, and scenario-based simulations to build adaptive thinking. Ever faced a high-pressure situation at work where staying calm made all the difference? Let's delve into strategies that help. D. Public health and policy implications. On a broader scale, public health policies can incorporate cognitive resilience training into programs aimed at trauma prevention and rehabilitation. Accessible digital platforms or public service campaigns promoting cognitive self-regulation techniques can help disseminate these skills widely, especially in underserved or trauma-exposed communities. Imagine communities equipped with tools to handle adversity collectively. How transformative could that be? Let's discuss. 5. Factors influencing cognitive resilience. A. Facilitating factors. Several factors can enhance cognitive resilience. Prior exposure to stress. Facing manageable levels of adversity in the past can strengthen cognitive flexibility and self-regulation skills. Educational attainment. Higher education levels often correlate with better cognitive restructuring abilities, possibly due to increased exposure to critical thinking exercises. Supportive relationships. Environments that encourage self-reflection and provide positive feedback can enhance cognitive development. Think about the support systems in your life. How have they helped you navigate challenges? Let's reflect on that. B. Limiting or confounding factors. Conversely, certain factors can impede cognitive resilience. Chronic or unrelenting stress. Continuous exposure to uncontrollable stressors can impair executive function, reducing the effectiveness of cognitive coping mechanisms. Mental health history. Pre-existing conditions like anxiety or depression may hinder cognitive reframing due to cognitive distortions. Socioeconomic constraints. Limited access to resources and high environmental stress can disrupt essential cognitive processes like attention and memory. Recognizing these challenges is the first step toward addressing them. Let's explore ways to overcome these barriers. 6. Study limitations. While the study offers valuable insights, it's important to acknowledge its limitations. Cross-sectional design. Without longitudinal data, it's challenging to make causal claims or track resilience evolution over time. Self-report instruments. Relying on self-reported data can introduce biases or inaccuracies. Sample diversity. The participant pool primarily consisted of individuals from urban and educated backgrounds, which may not represent broader populations. Cultural generalizability. The study didn't extensively explore cultural differences in cognitive and emotional expression, potentially limiting its universal applicability. Understanding these limitations helps us appreciate the study's context. Let's consider how future research can build upon this foundation. 7. Recommendations for future research. To deepen our understanding of cognitive resilience, future studies could implement longitudinal research designs, tracking participants over time to observe how cognitive mechanisms and resilience evolve together. Test experimental interventions, evaluating specific cognitive enhancement programs, like attentional training or working memory exercises, for their effectiveness in boosting resilience. Incorporate neuroimaging and biomarkers, using neuroscientific methods to explore brain correlates of cognitive resilience and identify biological markers of change. Conduct cross-cultural studies, examining how different cultural frameworks influence cognitive styles and resilience strategies to broaden generalizability. Adopt multimodal approaches, combining qualitative and quantitative methodologies to capture nuanced personal narratives alongside measurable outcomes. Excited about the future of resilience research? Let's envision the possibilities together. 8th. Conclusion. In wrapping up, this study sheds light on the pivotal role of cognitive mechanisms, like flexibility in thinking, positive appraisal, attentional regulation, and metacognitive awareness, in developing resilience. These mental processes empower individuals to interpret adversity constructively, adapt effectively, and maintain emotional balance amid challenges. By viewing resilience not merely as an emotional or personality trait, but as a set of trainable cognitive functions, we open doors to innovative interventions in education, therapy, and public policy. Ultimately, building resilience is about evolving cognitively and emotionally to thrive despite adversity. Feeling inspired to strengthen your own resilience? Let's embark on this journey together.